All right, Taurus, welcome to your weekly Sidereal Astrology forecast. This is for December 11th through the 17th of 2017. And this video is for Sidereal Astrology. If you are new to the channel, be sure to check out the link down below. We're using the actual size of the constellations, which does change the signs from mainstream astrology. You do want to make sure you have Taurus in this sidereal system. All right, so Taurus, this week we are gearing up for a new moon, which will be very early Monday of next week. And it's a very powerful new moon. It's going to be conjunct the Galactic Center, very close conjunction actually. And this is the part of the chart that has to do with transformation. And this is the part of the chart for you that has to deal with relationships. So transformational new beginnings involving relationships for you around the corner. And this week is setting the stage for that. We have Mercury retrograde forming a couple aspects leading up to this new moon. And so really good to rethink relationships, rethink what they mean to you, maybe current relationships in your life, all of this kind of stuff. Just great for learning, being curious, trying new things, being flexible, and all this will be setting a nice solid foundation for this transformational new beginning around the corner. All right, so let's look at that here in more detail when we return. All right, Taurus, so here is your chart for the week. You can see all these planets here in your 7th house of relationships. So essentially what we've got is Mercury retrograde forming a couple aspects leading up to it here Tuesday, Wednesday over the Sun, on Friday over Venus, and then the Sun trending up to Uranus at the week's end. So this is all gearing up for it, and it's really the ending phase as we approach this weekend of this current cycle. So the energies are dying down. It's really good to listen. It's really good to get into that receptive side of ourselves because it is this internal transformation that's taking place first. So it is in the area of relationships, which means that you have the Galactic Center in your 7th house of relationships in your birth chart, generally here for these general readings. And so this is the area that really is the void. It's where we have to let go. We have to be aware of the fact that the ego might be holding on really tightly to this area, maybe from past life or whatever it is, but there's this attachment. And so what the Galactic Center helps us do is to let go, is to transition out of, to have the ego die in the sense that we've completely accepted not having this area or any fears about this area. And that acceptance of the fear or of the wanting but not having is what liberates us. And this is the transformation of the Galactic Center. It's basically the massive black hole we have at the center of the galaxy, in which when planets pass over here, it's shedding something. It's losing something. And that loss, the letting go, where there's an ending, there's a new beginning. And this is the phoenix rising out of the ashes. This is this rebirth that's taking place for you regarding this area. So feel this. It's a great weekend for just getting in touch with this again on a receptive level. And then I think next week, taking action towards this new loss, letting go, this rebirth, and taking action towards any fears or any inhibitions regarding relationships for you. So this week, let's look at this. Tuesday, Wednesday, Mercury retrograde is going to go over the Sun. So these 2 days, I think there'll be this awareness of what you've been learning about relationships, which is nice. You know, this is the halfway point of Mercury's retrograde when it crosses the Sun. And so now it's this sort of awareness about what have you learned about relationships this past week or two, depending on when you're watching this, during Mercury retrograde. And there'll be some awareness, right? So taking that, I think it's just, again, a great week for learning, trying a bunch of things with relationships, being flexible, being adaptive, thinking, learning about them, things like this. And midweek, maybe some good insight or awareness regarding that. Once we get into Friday, that Mercury retrograde goes over Venus, suggesting re-examining your values regarding relationships. You know, what is it you value in relationships? And you in many ways, because we are talking about your chart ruler. So reconsidering you and what you want and what are your personal needs and the importance of you having independence and freedom in your life, right? So this sort of reconsideration, rehashing is excellent as well. And also maybe some of you rethinking the importance of your health or your diet or your routine could be important also. All right. And again, that's setting the stage in terms of particularly what you value in relationships here. And then once we get into Saturday in particular, but Friday, Saturday, the sun will be trining Uranus squaring Chiron, which is suggesting that this part of this new beginning is very freeing. And for you, the freedom is really coming through the group sector or your networks or your future aspirations. So accessing this side of yourself that wants freedom right now with your community or with progressive things in your life. And by accessing that, you'll find it's an excellent support to this new beginning of spontaneity, trying new things, being open to change. All of that is very much supporting these new beginnings. The square to Chiron is the healing that's taking place, but this is essentially what's taking place with the new moon anyways. So this weekend, though, if any wounds do come up, good to accept them, heal them internally as we gear up for this, again, transformational new beginning with relationships and in many ways with you, because it is also going to be conjunct your ruler Venus. So new beginning with you, again, your independence, your personal needs in life, and all this good stuff. All right, Taurus, have a fantastic week. Thank you for watching. If you haven't yet checked out the yearly forecast, I did put those out last week, so check those out. And I'm also running a holiday discount for the holidays and the new year, so there's a link on this page for 20% off readings if you'd like a personal reading for the year. All right, so have a great one, Taurus. See you next time.